Waluigi, the master of Mario Kart. You probably know him as the YouTuber who makes top 11 lists for video games, especially Mario Kart, which is his favorite video game series ever. You probably know him for his love of Waluigi and his overuse of the word fabulous. But here are 11 things you might not know about him. At number 11, we have my inspirations for YouTube. I probably spend most of my free time on YouTube, and it's not just Nintendo YouTubers I like. I like all sorts of YouTubers, but I give these 3 Nintendo channels credit for inspiring me. The Koopa Captain, Nathaniel Bandy, and Nico BBQ. The Koopa Captain may be the smallest channel out of those 3, but he probably inspired me the most, as he talks mostly about Mario Kart and inspired the top 11 list lover in me. Also a blag called 11 points, because top 10 lists are for cowards. I don't actually hold that belief, so sorry if I offended you, Watch Mojo. I just put another thing on my list. At number 10, we have Waluigi, the master of karate. Well, not really, I'm only a brown belt. However, I've been doing karate since I was 4 years old, and I'm 15 now. That's another fact about me. The school I go to is really good for karate, so you really have to work to earn your rank. Trust me on that one. I still have a few more years before I reach my goal of being a black belt. And for the black belt test, you have to spend 3 days in the woods while constantly doing karate. Well, not constantly, but you get the point. I'm not exactly looking forward to that. At number 9, we have Waluigi, the writer. My best skill is arguably my ability to write, and I like to think I write good dialogue for the Mushroom Kingdom rap battles. I also like to write short stories and songs, and I even write a satirical newspaper with my brother sometimes. And speaking of my brother, at number 8, we have Waluigi's brother. Well, he's my brother. He's 12 years old and is probably my best friend ever. We have been writing stuff together since we were little kids, as we like to think of ourselves as creative people. He's a first class in Boy Scouts, though, and enjoys camping, because he's an outdoor kid, unlike me. I used to be in Boy Scouts, and I hated it. At number 7, we get to know who I actually am. I already mentioned that I am 15 years old, but what is my real name? Get ready for this. It's not a normal name like Chris or Joe. It's Graham. Graeme. Graham. And I'm honestly surprised that just one of my friends calls me Graham Cracker. You may wonder where the name Graham comes from, and it's Scottish. That's part of my ancestry, but I'm also Irish, English, Swedish, Hungarian, and Italian. Not only that, but I also have royal lineage to this here King of England, William the Conqueror. Thanks, Ancestry.com. At number 6, we have Graham, the music extraordinaire. Well, I'm not a super talented musician, but I know how to play a few instruments. I used to play the glockenspiel, which is better known as just bells. It's basically a prettier sounding xylophone. I was a percussionist, but I was definitely better at playing bells than drums. I've sort of converted to becoming a guitar player now, and I got one for my birthday this year. It's pretty dope. I've also recently rejoined my school chorus as I have a pretty good singing voice. I'm sure you've already seen that in my rap battles. Okay, not really. At number 5, we have Graham, the smart kid. I like to think of myself as a total nerd, and I've gotten mostly good grades my entire life. The first time I had a big standardized math test in 3rd grade, I got a perfect grade on it. In 8th grade last year, I had a 100 in my first year of German the entire year, but I attribute a lot of that to how easy the class was. And I'm not going to keep bragging about my academic success, as I'm currently pretty bad at my math class despite seeming like a genius in 3rd grade. Then again, I attribute a lot of that to how awesome my 3rd grade teacher was. No worries though, as I love history, and I'm even taking a big college placement history course next year. Yeah! At number 4, we have a list of Graham's favorite video games, in no particular order. Of course, you probably know Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 would make it, so would Mario Kart DS, Wii, and 8. But some of my other favorites include Plants vs. Zombies Heroes, which I reviewed on my channel, some games from the Mortal Kombat series, the Madden Football series, a lot of those runner games like Temple Run and Subway Surfers, all that good stuff. I like a wide range of video games, not just Mario Kart actually, though I do love my Mario Kart. Speaking of liking a wide range of things, at number 3, we have Graham's insane list of different kinds of music he likes. We already mentioned that I play some instruments, but I'm a music lover through and through. I usually am listening to music when I'm making these videos, usually something awesome like Sky Garden, to get me in the mood. And Sky Garden, na, 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 na. I'm not going to sing it. You'll probably notice how I comment on the music of a lot of Mario Kart tracks. It's really an important thing to me. As for the other kinds of music I like, I love the Beatles, I love Queen, Billy Joel, and a lot of other classic rock. I'm also a big fan of old school rap music, with the Beastie Boys, Eminem, and Snoop Dogg being some of my favorite rappers. I mostly don't like pop music, but I make one exception, Meghan Trainor. Her music is largely inspired by another one of my favorite genres of music, which is called doo-wop. I know what a lot of you must be thinking here. What even is doo-wop? Well, basically it's an old genre of music from the 1950s with a lot of vocal harmony and oftentimes some badass saxophone music. So that's why at number 2 we have Graham the Baby. Let me explain that. I was introduced to doo-wop music at the age of 4 by my dad, who is also the black belt in karate that got me started there. And my dad also happens to be a good video editor like I am. In fact, he's probably a lot better. And he made this awesome music video of me as a baby with a doo-wop song called Stranded in the Jungle. So I'm going to show you that very video so you can appreciate a really cool song and also appreciate the fact that I was an adorable baby.
I crashed in the jungle while trying to keep a date with my little girl who was back in the States. I was stranded in the jungle, afraid and alone, trying to figure a way to get a message back home. But how was I to know that the wreckage of my plane had been picked up and spotted and my girl in Lover's Lane? And meanwhile, back in the States, baby, baby, let's make romance. You know your old time lover hasn't got a chance. He's stranded in the jungle, glad as he can be. So come on, pretty baby, just you and me. And meanwhile, back in the jungle, the boys in the jungle had me on the run when something heavy hit me like an atomic bomb. When I woke up and my head started to clear, I had a strange feeling I was with cooking gear. I smelled something cooking and I looked to see. That's when I found out they was cooking me. Great! Googa booga! Let me out of here! And meanwhile, back in the States, baby, baby, let's make romance. You know your old time lover hasn't got a chance. He's stranded in the jungle, glad as he can be. So come on, pretty baby, just you and me. And meanwhile, back in the jungle, I jumped out the pot and I finally got away, frantic and worried about what my baby would say. So I jumped in the ocean and started to swim, but my chance of survival was getting mighty slim. So I thumbed down a whale who was in my way, and I reached the States in about half a day. And when I got to Lover's Lane, I was almost dead, but my soul was gone, and here's what I said. Baby, baby, the man is no good. Oh, baby, baby, you should have understood. You can trust me as long as you please. So come back, pretty baby, where you used to be. 'Cause I love you. 'Cause I love you. 'Cause I love you.
And at number 1, we have absolutely the most amazing and interesting fact about Graham. I love all sorts of food. Pasta, pizza, candy, ice cream. Oh, how I love it. My favorite food, though? Watermelon. No lie. It's the best.